Arya, are you sure about divorcing Nick? Mrs. Fusco asked me over the phone, her voice full of concern. Jaden's still so young he needs you. I stood at the stove, one hand braced on the counter and replied calmly, I married Nick because of the agreement. Jaden's 5 now, he can take care of himself. He doesn't need me anymore. I owed Mrs. Fusco a huge debt. To repay her kindness, I agreed to a 5-year marriage contract. 5 years of playing house, acting like the perfect Ambrose wife, taking care of Nick and his son, but the contract ends tomorrow. I'm finally free. Before she could respond, I felt a sharp sting on my forehead. Something hard hit me. A rock clattered onto the tiled floor. My hands flew up to cover the gash. Blood trickled down my face as I turned to see Jaden standing just outside the window. His arms were crossed, eyes narrowed with disdain. Snitching to grandma again. Looks like that little lesson I gave you wasn't enough. I should be sending you to the ground. Keep my mama company. I stared at him, stunned, as everything from an hour ago came rushing back. It was my 25th birthday. I'd never celebrated one before, so I treated myself to a small cake. But I accidentally wore my late sister's dress and the sight of it sent Jaden into a rage. He snatched the cake and scrawled RIP across it with black paint. Then, for the final touch, he stuck white chrysanthemums on top flowers meant for the dead. Me birthday cake had turned into a funeral offering. He laughed, delighted with his work. You think you deserve a birthday? If it weren't for you, my mom wouldn't be dead, and would have a broken family. Remember this. From now on, today isn't your birthday, it's your death day. Then, with everyone watching, he slammed the cake into my face and ruined the only day I'd been looking forward to. I didn't yell, I didn't cry, I just walked to the kitchen in silence. He followed me in, angry that I hadn't reacted. Jaden wasn't satisfied. What? You upset now? You're so petty, he snapped. I swear, when I grow up, the first thing I'm doing is kicking you out of this house. I looked at him, this child I'd poured 5 years of love and energy into, and felt my heart sink. I was so tired. You won't need to, I told him quietly. I'm leaving this house tomorrow. Then I walked out and went to the living room to clean up the wound on my forehead. I was bandaging my bleeding forehead when I heard the shattering of glass from upstairs. A chill ran down my spine. I ran up the stairs and found the only keepsake my mother had left me, a jade bracelet, smashed into glittering pieces. The shards sparkled under the light, stabbing into my heart. I dropped to my knees and picked them up one by one, careful not to cut myself. I hadn't cried when Nick's parent gave me hell for years. I hadn't cried when Nick treated me like a stand-in for my sister, using me for stress relief and never anything more. I didn't even cry when Jaden publicly humiliated me with the cake. But now, looking at the broken bracelet my mom left me, I broke. The tears came fast, hot and out of control. That bracelet was the last thing I had from someone who truly loved me. Jaden stood nearby, watching me crumble. Then, he smirked. Hurts, doesn't it? Having the one thing you care about destroyed? That's what you get for killing my mom. Now I'll destroy everything you care about, murderer. That's when I finally lost it. I grabbed him by the arm and dragged him forward. You pick all the pieces up now and put them back together. Shock flashed in his eyes, probably because he had never seen me in such state. But before he could react, a hand shoved me hard, sending me back to the ground. What the hell is wrong with you? Nick glared at me with bloodshot eyes. It's just a bracelet. How could you go off on a kid over it? I sat there on the floor stunned, staring up at the man I'd once vowed to love. To him, it was just a cheap piece of jewelry, but to me, it was a treasure. The most priceless thing in the world. 10 years ago, there was an earthquake in my hometown. My mother died protecting me. She used her body to shield me from falling concrete. The cement slab pierced right through her. I lost her that day. Mrs. Fusco found me years later when I was 15, paid for my schooling, gave me a future. That's how I ended up here. Nick must have realized he'd gone too far. He pushed Jaden out of the room and closed the door. He came over, lifted me from the floor, and laid me down on the bed, gently brushing away my tears. I thought you were more mature than this, he said softly. You shouldn't be lashing out at a kid. You owe Jaden an apology. Then he leaned down and started unbuttoning my blouse. It's your birthday.